Hello, my name is Ashley Barst, and I've been married to Joseph for going on 11 years. We have two children. One just turned 8, and our oldest just turned 9. We have a Patreon blog that we just started the other day. Goes through all of our hopes and plans. Plan on one of these days getting a boat and traveling the world. I've always had a bucket list that I've always wanted to accomplish, and that is to go see different places of the world, get the experience and whatnot. Being a kid, I really never had that chance. I was always stuck in the U.S., bounced around from place to place, so I really never had an opportunity to sit down and actually create a bucket list and want it to complete. I've noticed a lot of kids these days, since 2000 up, just wants to mainly stick to their electronics, not really want to experience anything in life. And we don't want this for our kids. We want them to actually be able to go places, explore, make memories, have fun time. And we figured with the boat, they're not going to really have that much electronics because we want them to have life experience and not just stuck to a screen, pretty much. I want my kids, and so does Joseph, to be able to make these memories, have fun, be able to look back and say, yes, I did experience this, yes, this is where I went, to be able to talk about it and tell things from their perspective as well. Being stuck in the USA, yes, there's 50 different states that you can go to, but at the end, it's pretty much the same scenery. You're really limited on where you can go and what you can do. With us getting a boat, we're able to go out and explore new places, learn about different heritage, learn about different cultures, and it would be a good opportunity for us because being in the US, you really can't explore what's really out there. That's pretty much it.
What about the places you want to go visit?
Oh, I got a whole list. I got Bahamas, I got Caribbean, I got Japan. I want to go visit Bahamas. I want to go maybe one of these days go out to visit Hawaii. Want to go to Italy, France. There's so much more out there that there's even places out there that I probably haven't even listed that I would love to go explore. It's a huge world out there, and not a lot of places are set to the same standards as U.S. And I know there's a lot of history out there that you don't get when you're stuck here in the 50 states. And it's once in a lifetime. I'm 30, going on 38 right now, and yes, I'm starting my bucket list late, but it's never too late. And my kids and Joey's kid is still young, and they have their whole life ahead of them, and we want them to have a chance of exploring new things. So
What is it about? Because you brought up the boat.
yep.
What is it about that that caused you to bring it up while we were talking?
It's easier. You buy a house, you rent a house, you're stuck to one place. You get a boat, you can stay at different marinas, pay a monthly fee at a marina, or you can just dock or drop anchor in the middle of the water. And anytime you want to explore somewhere new, yeah, it's going to take a journey to get there, but you're not stuck in one spot. Now, if you're stuck in the US and you have a house, you're always stuck to that one spot because you can't pick it up and easily move it and take it wherever you want to go.
So, what you're looking at is the difference between living on land in America versus
Going on a boat and going wherever I want to go.
that 71% of Earth is water.
Yep.
What is it you want the kids to take after all this?
Well, I want them to experience that there's more than just being stuck in the U.S. I want them to know that there's more of a vast world out there than being stuck in 50 states. I know there's different cultures, there's different scenes, there's different languages, there's more to life out there, and you'll have a better chance of experiencing more than you ever would here.
Okay.
And I want them, when they grow up, say, yes, I did go here, yes, I did go there. You know, have something when they get older, have something to tell their kids. You know, maybe one day when they get older, they'll do the same thing. They'll be able to take their kids on adventures, take their wives, take their husband, whatever it is, you know, or, you know, I want them to know, so that way when they get older, when they turn 18, 19, 20, whenever they are comfortable enough to move out and they can afford it, that there's more out there. So that way if there's a place that they really like, they can say, hey, you know, I had memories of this and this over at this area, I want to continue doing that. Or hey, I haven't been to this area, I want to go explore this.
So, who are the people that influence you off of YouTube that have gotten you into this?
Well, you and I have been watching a lot of videos of people. I couldn't tell you the names because we watch so many different things. I know Naughty Styles we've been watching. They've been touring a lot of boats. And a whole bunch of people. Right now we're trying to figure out if we want to buy new or if we want to buy used. What's the difference? Cost comparisons. What's going to be the easiest and what's going to be the hardest route. And it opens up my eyes that yes, there is a chance that you can live lifestyles out there. There's a chance that our kids don't have to be stuck landlocked, that they can go out overseas, they still can continue their schooling online and still have the experience that they're going to have. Like I said, it's not going to be right away. We're looking at maybe 3 to 5 years. But like I said, this is a start to get us looking at what we want to do and where to go from here.
Okay. So, if someone were to ask you about what you've experienced prior to this plan, what would you be able to tell them?
Well, besides me bouncing from home to home and house to house and being told what I can and can't do my whole entire life until I got with you, I really didn't have a bucket list. I was always told and thought that I had to stay here and that my wishes and dreams were not a reality. So I always told myself and think to myself that wherever I move is where I'm going to be. Never really put into thought and plan on what I wanted. I always put my older kids first when it came to this. And I always thought that whatever happens, happens.
Okay. Just one moment. Hi. So we decided to switch it up. Now my wife gets to ask me questions about things as I did to her. But I'm going to discuss some of the things that she discussed. And just for you to know, we want you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Take the share button and share this with other people. Subscribe to our channel so that we may be able to, hopefully one of these days, monetize this so we can do a little bit more. I would love to get hats and shirts and do all kinds of meet and greets. But for now, we're just doing it at the lowest thing possible. As you can tell, it's a little bit grainy because we're using a cell phone, and then we'll put it on YouTube on the laptop or through the cell phone, then work on it through the laptop. Back in 2015 of June, or 2013 of June, I ended up doing a hike from Traverse City, Michigan to Tijuana, Mexico. I felt alive. I felt awake. I was a little bit scared, not because of the humans, but because of what animals were out there. I've been in 27 states from East Coast to West Coast. I met Ashley when we were in Safe Harbor in Traverse City, Michigan. It wasn't really the good time for me. I was very depressed and suicidal. And just to let you know, I'm a very devout believer in Jesus and in God, who I call Jesus, Yeshua, and God, Yahweh. I do believe in prayer. I do believe in a reason for everything. If God hadn't sent her, my wife, to Safe Harbor, I probably wouldn't be here today. She's given me 2 wonderful kids who you guys will meet later on. We've been through a lot since we started dating February 14th of 2014. And then when we got married on her birthday, December 9th of 2014. So this year will be 11 years as of December 9th. We've been together for 11 years since February 14th. I will be completely honest. It's worth it. We've been through a lot. Her past, I know of, but still flipped on some things I found out. Still failed to stick to my word of what I would and wouldn't do, and still proved to her that men can make mistakes, and I'm not perfect. I never want to admit I'm perfect. I'm human. I'm ADHD, fetal alcohol syndrome. I'm neurodivergent. I have PTSD. I have like a list of medical issues that we're not going to discuss today. I never thought of doing a boat. I was looking at taking airplane rides after doing our passports and going over to Europe and probably going to France to Project Camp and helping them out, or contacting Odd Crafting Life, or Sailing Zadara, or Sailing La Vagabond, or all these others that we subscribe to. And the names that I'm mentioning are the ones that we've actually personally watched on a nightly basis or on a daily basis. You have been an influence to what we can and can't do. Heck, we saw people taking a boat sight unseen and doing a video on it, from tearing it down to the hull and building it back up. So now we know what not to do. Now we know what to do. Now we know the difference between what kind of boat we want, what kind of power we want. Do we want to go and be stuck in the Caribbean, or do we want to cross the oceans, the Pacific or the Atlantic? Now we know all these things, and because of what we've learned from you, you have caused us to dig deeper into this. I've done a lot of soul searching. I've done 5 bucket lists. My wife's never once did a bucket list. I have asked her many times to express her feelings, to do a bucket list, figure out what she wants to do. When I met her, she was scared of her own shadows. She was When I asked her if she's okay, she go, yes, sir. Like submission. It irritated me. I made it my decision to change this woman into who she is now. A lot of people are not happy with me, and they remind me every once in a great while they didn't like the fact that she's now independent. She now speaks her mind. Being a sailor would be great for her because she's already got one thing down pat. She curses like a sailor. She somewhat dresses like a sailor. I want to have my kids grow up doing something that is truthful. I didn't feel like anything in this country was truthful. I speak my mind and I get told you can't do that. Now, we have a Patreon page, Chaotic Lives of the Bars Family. I have a bunch of blogs already typed up. We have 2 videos up right now on our YouTube. We have it in a playlist called Our First Year. I am doing TikTok where I have Monday through Friday. Every day is a title. Like Monday we do stuff about traveling, hiking, camping, and food. Tuesday is all about dads supporting dads, everything dads. Wednesdays about advocating for homelessness, abuse, domestic violence, family abuse, workplace abuse, first responders with military and vets. Thursday is Neurodivergent Day. We talk about all things neurodivergent. And then Friday we do like a random. We'll play music, we'll talk about muscle cars or classics, we'll talk about many different things. And then if a lot of people want to do something like talk about first responders, talk about stuff that is literally blowing up our activities channel, activities part of our TikTok, we'll go talk about that stuff. I want to do something for my wife with my kids so we can do a family outing, so we can do something together. We'll video it. It may be planned. It may be off the wall. Just, hey, let's do this, and I'm going to video it just for randomness. It's going to be real. It's going to be deep. It's going to be, like in the name, chaotic. It's going to be honest and truthful. It's not going to hide anything. It's going to be raw. You're going to be leaving this video going, wow, my brain's just, wow. Now, my wife's going to ask me questions. She's going to put me put me in place. She's going to put me in a place where now I have to think. I'm going to do the same to her. We're going to do that to our kids. So if you want to know something, put it in the comments below. Hey, what about how you grew up? Or ask a question, and we'll try to answer it as much as possible. We encourage you to read more about stuff. We're going to put in our blogs our ideas, what our goals are. We have different titles like Ashley's is Ashley's Corner. Our daughter Zoe's will be Zoe's Creative Side. Kayla will be CJ's Lifestyles. And I have not figured out mine, but all I know is if I get a boat, I'm happy. So I guess this is the part where, since I gave her the camera, she gets to do the same thing to me that I did to her.
Top 5 places on your bucket list you want to explore.
Ireland, Japan, back to the Bahamas, Italy, that's a good question. France.
Okay. What do you want your kids to get out of this?
I want them to know there's more to life than what they learned in America. In the last 5 years, I've talked to people overseas and asked them what their country says about the history of their state and versus what America says, and most of them say that most of what is taught in America isn't completely honest. It's a narrative that everybody in the government puts up to make themselves look good. I don't want my kids to just believe what's put in front of them. I want them to question everything. But I also want to show them that the biblical truth is out there and it's real. I also want to show my wife the biblical truth is out there and it's real. I know she knows it, but when you get stuff crammed down your throat as a young kid or a young teenager, you tend to not want anything to do with stuff. So that's where I'm at right now. On that one.
Okay. I know you said 3 to 5 years, but realistically, what are you looking at?
Well, I say 3 to 5 years because there's some things that we gotta deal with within 3 years. We'll discuss that later when we're a little more comfortable discussing it. I said 3 to 5 years, maximum of 5 years, minimum of 3, is because a lot can change in those days, in those time frames. If we happen to make the money we need to get our boat, and we're not even into the 3rd year, I will still do the 3 to 5 years, because everything I've watched tells me that one thing may be a lot of money, but there's a lot more that goes with it, and we're going to need the ability to pay for everything all at once or slowly over time.
Okay. Next question I want you to think is somewhat on your bucket list. But when we quote unquote retire or think, this is enough, we've seen where we wanted to see, go where we wanted to go. If you could pick one place that's on your bucket list, where would you want to permanently stop and your reasoning why?
That is a very big, loaded question.
You put me on the spot, so I'm putting you on the spot.
That's fine. I just did say I put you on the spot, so you have every right to ask me that. Somewhere warm, somewhere where we can retire in peace. Still gonna be on the boat. I will probably more than likely not want to ever have a land house or a vehicle in my life because of all the driving I've done. And it's not your fault. That's another topic we'll talk about later. If I had to, it would probably be one of the Caribbean islands or in the Mediterranean or in the South Pacific area between Japan and Australia. Yes, I do know that there are pirates out there. Yes, I do know that there are thieves out there. We will be fully ready and prepared for them. We know full well what happens, what their plans are, how they do stuff, because nowadays you have camera and you can watch stupid things happen. I think that's pretty much all we want to talk about right now. So again, subscribe, comment, like, click the bell, share this with everybody else. If any of the people that we subscribe to see this, we want to personally thank you. There's a list about this big of all of you that we watch and we want to thank. It would be nice to thank you in person. If you want to give us advice, send us the information through our Patreon, which we've added a lot of you through our YouTube or through TikTok or through Facebook. We do have a Linktree. It's Linktree.com/JJB72025. It has all our information. We'll put that down in the comments below. And we are grateful for everything all of you do. Thank you, and may this be the happiest days of our lives.